go. Still chewing my last bite of pizza. But I am very punctual. I like to start on time. So I said, let's start the show.
Boom.
Even though I'm chewing. Joe Feezy in the building.
All good. What's up, Rock? You good?
You know what it is.
All right.
Shout out to our sponsor, Captain Kirk's Jamaican Rum Punch. Make sure you order yours. Get some for your next party, your next hangout, your next girls' night, your next brunch, your next whatever you're doing.
Tailgate party.
This is it right here. Oh, tailgating? Hell yeah. Go Steelers. Steelers won last night.
A little something.
It's good for everything.
Something before church.
Something after church.
Something after church.
But to have one right now. Shout out to my brother Kirk.
Man, I left one of those in the car like half full, and I just noticed. I was like, man, if I get pulled over.
Did you drink it?
No, I didn't drink it. It was there from like a couple weeks ago. It's been in the floorboards.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Because you can't, I guess that's a California
thing. I guess
thing.
you can't tell a cop that, like, yo, I left that there weeks ago. They're like, yeah, right, get out the car.
Mm-hmm. And then he's like, hey, well, prove it. Do the breathalyzer test. And I'm like, nah, you might make that shit fake.
So
fake
we got a lot to cover.
Yes, we do.
In a little bit of time, because I have a show tonight in Inglewood.
Okay, you got Robbie's show. And
the game is going on. They're playing in the Bronx, right? So traffic shouldn't be that bad. But I got to get all the way to the Bronx. To the Bronx. I got to get all the way to Inglewood.
All right, I got to leave it
by a certain time. What time is your show?
That's my slot is it starts at 9. So I'm like, last time I got there a little bit too late.
To go up?
Yeah, to go up.
You didn't get to go up at all?
No. So we chopped it up in the parking lot.
Oh, wow.
They'd already shut the mic down. Where's
this at?
The Trap Mic out in North Hollywood.
Okay. I'm at Hollywood Park Casino tonight. The guy that's doing the show, Robbie, you know Robbie.
Yeah, Robbie Perone.
He's like, I won't have you sitting there all night. I know you're gonna come. You don't want to sit around all night. So he's like, I'll put you up second, but I'm probably not gonna get there in order to go second. So I'll just let 2 people, 3 people maybe go before I go up. I'll just wait. I want to be in the building. So like, yeah, let another person go.
Yeah.
Let somebody else go. Then I'll jump up and do my thing. But I got to get there. So
yeah.
I say all that to say, this is the curse of working comics trying to do a podcast at a certain time in the evening because this directly coincides with stand-up time.
Yeah.
So, but we have so much to cover today.
Yes.
Because, damn, Yankees getting their ass kicked. Ice Cube versus Fat Joe.
Kamala versus
Trump. Tony Hinchcliffe is trending.
And your brother hates you.
And I am trending because of something so simple. But here's the crazy thing.
Yeah.
I don't really live. I live in the real world. I don't live in social media.
Right.
So, excuse me one second. Let me clear my throat.
Yeah. So it's a whole world that people bring into real life, and it ain't real life.
Right. Yeah. And what I noticed yesterday in the last 2 days, which I did not know at all, is that people will take me and you. This conversation we're having right now. Somebody will take this clip, label it something entirely different.
Yes.
For the bait, for the clickbait.
Yes.
Which now I understand clickbait because it was like it was about 10 people took the same clip
and labeled it differently.
Put 10 different labels on it for clickbait. One of them said, what up, brother? Trey, Elliot in the building. One of them said, one was like Tony Rock voices his frustration with his brother, which was not the case. If you watch the clip, that was not what I was doing. Another one said, Tony Rock enraged at his brother. Again, not the case.
Right.
So I'm looking at all of these clips that people are posting, and random motherfuckers that don't know me from a can of paint,
right.
Don't know Aries, don't know you, don't know Trey, don't know my brother, took the time to post the clip, put a sensationalized label, caption,
highlight or headline, yeah.
And I was like looking at it like, oh shit, that shit got like 5,000 views. That one got 15,000 views. Like, oh, I see what y'all are doing. Y'all don't even have anything. It's nothing. When people watch it, they're gonna go, this ain't it. This ain't what that label, that title was. Right. But you already watched. They got the view.
Yep.
So they win.
Yeah. So they get the comment based on. Of course, you got the
and they get the traction.
They get the traction, the trolls, and then it's anywhere and everywhere it shows up. Like Trey, you hit me. You're like, you seen this? I'm like, oh, what is this? Where did this come from? I thought it was our video, but it was one of those media outlets.
Right.
They clipped it.
Right.
Yeah.
And they was putting up. So.
Well, it's a lesson to be learned here. The first lesson is we got to know which videos we need to put out on our own And clickbait is
no, that's not that. No, because they like we just said that they can take this right here,
anything,
and label it
right.
Trey, Tony, and Fox. Incredible argument in the studio, and people are going to run to it, but that's not what it is.
But what I
so
said,
how would we know what to post and what not to post when they're going to label it something entirely different for the views, for the sensationalism of it all?
We have the ability to title it however we see we need to title it, because basically we playing the internet game. We not playing our game, unfortunately. We playing the internet's game, and to order to get the traction and the views, we got to think like how the internet think. We can't think sensibly how.
So you're saying play along with it?
If we want to get views and go viral, we got to kind of play the game a little bit.
I see what you're saying, but we control how we put ourselves out there.
Right.
But people will interpret it and take it. Oh, I like that. Let me use that as a soundbite. That game, I don't think that's a good way to look at.
Okay, so look, if we're gonna do that. So in this particular instance, Aries asked me, and by the way, it's Aries, Aries.
Yeah, I don't know.
Aries asked me, "Hey, this is a question I always wanted to ask. You guys were sitting right here. It's always been on my mind." And he asked me a question. I told him, based on what I know about my brother, as far as how he controls his business,
right?
Yes.
As far as his business acumen, he's like, okay. And here's the thing. For people, everybody watching this, guess what? All the niggas y'all think are really getting money in Hollywood, every nigga you think is really getting crazy though in Hollywood, still got a board of white people they got to answer to. Got a whole fucking production company of white people, a network of white people, fucking
designers,
agents, management
that they have to answer to. So I say that to say, if my brother wants to shoot a movie and he wrote a script and it's amazing, right? He's still got to take it to somebody and go, hey, what do you think of the script? They're going to read it and say, hey, I love it. And the very next question is, who do you have attached to it? What that means is what names are in these roles? And that will dictate whether or not we give you $20 million to make this movie, or $10 million to make this movie, or $5 million to make this movie, or we say we passing entirely.
Right.
So if you're trying to sell a movie,
and
this ain't no, I'll say that on the back end. If you're trying to sell a movie, you got to come with names. So, for instance, Death at a Funeral. That was the movie Aries was talking about. One of the characters was a brother. So now people watching is like, well, shit, he got a brother that we know. Why don't you put him in the role? But you can't go to the white man and say, hey, I'm going to shoot this movie. This is the script. You loved it. Tone's going to play the role.
Yeah, it don't work that way.
In all defense of my brother, in all honesty, that white man might not know me. Y'all know me, but that dude sitting at the fucking corner office, top floor, might say, who's Tony Rock?
Right.
Oh, that's
my brother.
That's my brother.
I'm gonna put my brother in.
Yeah.
What does your brother do? There's a podcast on Tuesdays at the Laugh Factory every night. All right, that's gonna guarantee us about 50 people go see this movie.
Yeah.
Maybe 100.
That's how they say it too.
Right? Maybe 100. Okay,
numbers.
Who's the brother? Martin Lawrence. Oh shit. Put that on the board. He got Martin Lawrence. Who's the other so-and-so? Name. Oh shit. All these people attached? Here's the money. Make the movie.
Right.
So now they know they have something viable. This is an investment for a production company.
Right.
That's all I was saying. So what I was saying was, in that regard, I understand not getting the brother role in Death at a Funeral. That's what I was saying. Now, with regards to, I asked my brother for 5 favors. He said no every time. And I said, I'll never ask him for nothing again. Those 5 favors all came before I was 14 years old, 15 years old.
I had to tell somebody that.
But I get it. They take it and they go, let's sensationalize that to make it seem like he asked for a favor last week and 2 days ago.
Like he never helped him with his career.
I asked him one of the, I remember all 5 favors, but one of them was, I had saved up my money, saved up my little allowance. I wanted to buy a pair of shell-toe Adidas. The light blue joints that DMC had on in Crush Groove with the light blue Adidas sweatsuit.
Right.
And I wanted those. And I had they was like $40 and I saved up $40. And I was like, I'm going to get my sneakers today. It was a Saturday afternoon. Chrissy just got a new car. Had a red Toyota. He pulling up to the block, gets out, got some Chinese food, got his chick with him. They sitting on the stoop eating Chinese food together. I'm like, all right, he got a car. I can just go get the sneakers and come right back, right? Quick.
Yeah.
Chrissy, can you take me downtown and get some sneakers? He's sitting there with Shorty. Now, in my adult tone,
Yeah,
I look at
right.
it like, yeah, I was wilding.
You want to
But he was like, man, get out. Yo, take the train. Take the A train. Get off on Hoyt go upstairs. It's downtown Brooklyn. Get your sneakers and come back. What? I ain't take you downtown.
Favor number one.
No, that was like favor number 4, bro. But I was mad about it.
Right.
So I was like, man, fuck this dude, man. So 2 of my homegirls. Now here's a story I told y'all that coincides with the same story. See, all my life is like everything connects.
Right.
That was the same day I told y'all the story about I went downtown and bought the sneakers and I wore them home and the guys on the train was like, yo, they look like your size.
Yeah.
Same story.
Damn,
Same day. That's why I was mad. That made me even more mad. Because now backstory, if you've seen episode 3 or 4, I told the story about how one time I bought a pair of Shelto Adidas. I was downtown Brooklyn. I had 2 of my homegirls with me. I had 2 girls with me. I jumped on the train coming back to Bed-Stuy. This was back when wolf packs used to just walk through the train and mob people and just, go crazy. Spray paint the window, rob the whole train car. So I'm on the train with 2 girls. This is skinny tone. This 13, 14-year-old tone. I'm this big.
What?
I got a fresh pair of Sheltos on. Dudes walking through the car, about 6, 7 dudes. They all bigger than me except for one dude. So they all know, like, we can kill him, but we gonna put it on our little man too. He a little dude, we gonna put it on our little dude.
Right.
So they're like, hey, yo, J or K or whatever. Yo, K. They look like they're your size, K. They brand new too, K. They look like they're your size. So the dude, K, they put the battery in his back. He felt emboldened because he had 6 dudes with him.
Get the shoes.
He like, yeah, they do look like my size. Yo, what size are those? Now me, always studying, even in my youth, my older brothers gave me a lot of game. When people push you to do something, you're usually the most afraid when people are pushing you to do something. So taking that knowledge that I haven't been given from my big bros, I'm thinking to myself, now keep in mind, my heart pumping out my chest. I'm not on no tough guy shit at all. I ain't trying to sound like I was the toughest motherfucker in the world at all. I was scared to death.
Right.
But I knew, just by keeping calm, he must be scared too.
Right.
So he was like, yo, what size are those? I stood up and was like, yeah, they your size, K. Yeah, K, they your size. Yeah, they your size.
Right.
And just kept the look like, yeah, they your size.
Yeah, right.
And didn't break eye contact. And he was like,
oh,
and then I saw him break like,
got it.
It was like, come on, y'all, man. Let's go, yo. Let's go. And they walked out. And I was like, but that's the same day that I said, hey, drive me downtown.
Right.
So I say all this to say, the 5 favors was before I was 15 years old. I'm just a Cancer, so I say shit and I stick to it.
Yeah.
Now, in my adult life, I realized that you can't live like that.
Right.
Case in point, when I asked for the favor to perform at the Barclays, which he agreed to.
Right.
So now that dynamic has changed.
Right.
But I see that y'all took it and ran with it, and sensationalized it to make it seem like I asked for 5 favors in the last week or so.
Recently, like career favors.
So we can put a pin in it right here. So I was explaining the dynamic of making a movie, and then I was saying in response to that why I don't ask for stuff. That's what I was saying. But that's, that was in the past.
Right.
If I need a favor, I can ask for one.
Right.
It's not a big deal. Now, as far as the podcast, I just want to say, this is Live from the Green Room. This is my podcast. This is Live from the Green Room. This is Trey's podcast. This is Live from the Green Room. This is Joe Fox's podcast. Another thing I have seen by quite a few sites that posted was Tony Rock sat down for an interview on Live from the Green Room with Aries Spears. This ain't Aries Spears' podcast.
Right.
This is our podcast. He was a guest on our podcast.
Yep.
Charlemagne, I would think you know better, bro. I would think you know better.
Do your research.
Because you know me. Jasmine Brand, second time.
No, Jasmine Brand didn't say it. Jasmine Brand was on point. It was dialogue. Media.
Art of dialogue.
Media take.
Okay,
media
I don't know if I got it wrong, but I'm saying Jasmine Brand because another thing I want to make sure I make abundantly clear. Jasmine Brand, you know me. You have hosted my birthday parties for years, did the red carpet for years, Rock and Roll Weekend. Yo, you can call me and get it from the horse's mouth anytime.
Right.
But see, that don't track.
Right.
That don't track to go, yo, let me just call him. I need to put it out for the world.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? For the views and the likes. But I get it. I get what you're doing. But shorty, you know me. You can call me and just go, yo.
To verify.
Let me get it verified. Let me get it clear. Let me get it from you. And then if you want to say, hey, but I also got to put something up. So, all right, go ahead.
Yeah. Well, shout out to all of them that put it.
And lastly, I'll say this last.
Okay, go ahead.
And then y'all can take it. Lastly, I don't care how you got to
here.
The live. I don't care how, if you thought Ari Spears had a podcast and I was a guest, I don't give a fuck. I really don't care.
Right.
I really don't care. I don't care that Charlamagne and Envy got it wrong. I don't care that other factions got it wrong. Other sites and blogs got it wrong. But once you get here, I don't care what made you say, let me see what Live from the Green Room is. Once you get here, look at a few episodes. Check out some of the past episodes. We got dope ass guests on this podcast. Yo, this is a dope ass podcast. Hit that fucking like, yo. Leave a comment. Subscribe. You're gonna hear everything you want to hear. This is a we open book over here.
Yeah.
I got nothing to hide. I tell y'all everything. This is my therapy. I say this every week. This is my therapy. So I got nothing to hide, nothing to cover up. I got no issue with my brother not putting me in that particular movie.
Right.
But the issue I had with Top 5 was that he had said, hey, I'm going to put you in a movie. That's the only gripe I had with Top 5. Hey, I'm going to put you in a movie. Bet.
Yeah.
It didn't happen. And then somebody, which I never do, I read comments because I saw I was trending and I didn't know why. And I read one comment. Some dude was like, well, why didn't he just take his ass to set? You dumb motherfucker. Had you been listening to the whole sentence, I said I was on tour.
Right.
So I continued my tour until I got the phone call. So in actuality, I didn't lose no money by not being in the movie.
Right.
I might have actually made more money by not being in the movie because that probably wouldn't have paid me as much as the whole summer of touring would have.
Right.
So do your fucking facts. Listen, then respond.
And that's
y'all
also
got it. The floor is yours.
And that's also coming from people who don't know the protocol of the
people
business.
Don't want to know. People like to be stupid. People like to be stupid.
They're not gonna. You just don't know when to show up to set. Where is it? Did you get a call sheet? And that's what you're waiting for. If you're in a production, you get a call sheet that tells you exactly where to go. So as a professional, we all know this. You get the call sheet or wardrobe or whatever, you get information.
You get a call time.
You get a call time.
Where your call time is going to be. Yeah. You get scenes that you're going to shoot that day.
Sides.
They get sides. They tell you what time lunch is. They tell you what time to go to hair and makeup. It's a whole production. But these dummies don't know that. Yeah. So it's like, yo, why you ain't just go to set? It ain't like your job, nigga. You can just show up at McDonald's and you know what a fry machine is. It's the same spot every day. It's different, bro. It's different.
It's not the same thing.
You've been on fries for 5 years. You could probably make your way to fries with your eyes closed.
They don't shoot a movie in the same spot. They shoot it all over the place. Yeah. The other stars for the movie don't tell you where to be.
And lastly, I said lastly twice already, but lastly, I think Oscar night and all of that shit that preceded Oscar night shows y'all that I ride for my brother regardless. So not being in the movie, don't change nothing. Don't change nothing. That's still my bro. I still ride for him. I'm still die for the motherfucker. It's still
it's still family.
It's still Rock family. Rock family is the army, not the Navy. Niggas that kidnap your baby, spit at your lady.
All right. I ain't heard that. I like that.
What would you like to say?
At the end of the
he
day,
was mad. Yo, hold up. He was big mad.
He said, how come you didn't?
Yo, it's our podcast.
Yeah,
it's not his podcast.
Yeah, I'm riding for, I'm just saying, like, do your research if you're going.
That would have been quick.
If you're going to say some shit like that, because it is our podcast. So take the time if you're going to post it. Do your research on the actual podcast. Everything is right there. Watch the whole
episode. You could have watched that whole episode.
Live from the green room. So when I hear DJ Envy and Charlamagne Charlamagne the God kept saying, Ari Spears. Yeah, it's Ari Spears. Yeah, it's Ari Spears. I don't know how to say it. Ari Spears podcast. I'm like, no, it's not. Like y'all are supposed to be journalists. You're like, this is your professional job to look up, and it's so easy just to be like, let me go on YouTube and let me see what it's about, because that's publicity that we're losing by them giving all those thousands of listeners the wrong information. That's why I'm pissed off, because that's why I was big mad about it, and I wanted everybody to tag it Whatever, because I wanted them to correct it. I'm sorry, y'all. It's not Airy Spirits podcast. It is Live from the Green Room. It is Tony Rock's podcast. I don't even care if they said my name or your name. I just wanted them to get it right to who podcast it was. Right. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I was big mad about that. Still am. You know what I'm saying?
I get it too. I feel like they should have said the name. It's like you could have said the name. In some ways, I think strategically they didn't say it. They just said the general podcast, Aries podcast, and left it so vague.
Now I know a couple of YouTube people. They said the name. Hey, of course, this is Live from the Green Room. This is their podcast, and I read some of the comments, like the newer comments, and people said we're here from Layla Adams, whatever, who was the chick who had who has her own YouTube show. So some people did it right, but I'm like, yo, the biggest platform gonna fuck it up,
and they got it wrong.
Of all people, and like you say, you know Charlemagne and Jasmine. If you,
he's actually his weird shit. Charlemagne is actually a distant cousin.
Really?
Whenever we see each other, yo, what up, cuz? What's up, cuz? Yeah.
So it's like, and even with Jasmine Brand, you know Tony, right? There are so many other clips that you could promote on your platform of the podcast.
True.
So why aren't we not doing that? So I had mixed feelings. So my first thing was I was happy to see that we were trending.
Well, why aren't they doing that? They don't owe us anything.
No, they don't owe that. But like, if you got good relationships, we need to work that relationship.
Yeah, like
however we need to work it, and because we had other topics where hey, this would be good. This could draw some attention. Go ahead.
Oh, I'll just say, no, go ahead and finish your thought.
I was just happy that we had traction. I was just happy that we had eyes on us so we could try to capitalize and gain more subscribers. Because like I said, when I first sat down, I don't know how the conversation started off. We know what we are and what we're doing here. But like I said, it's a bigger game. It's the internet game. Unfortunately, and we all know the internet game is not a fair game. It's not a logical game. But if we want to, gain traction or get certain things, it's unfortunately the bullshit.
You ever see the scene in Straight Outta Compton when they were stepping on the records when the bus was going past with NWA on the bus, and Eazy-E said, "I don't give a fuck what they do with the albums." They was like, "Yo, you ain't mad at it?" He was like, "I don't give a fuck what they do with them. They fucking paid for them." My mindset was like that yesterday. It was like, yo, I don't care who got it wrong.
Right.
As long as people are like, oh, word, they said something. Let me go check that out.
Yeah.
As long as they came here to check it out.
Right.
Now that you're here, that's when I care. Now we got you. Hit that motherfucking subscribe.
Yeah, subscribe. Yeah. That's what I want.
Do the due diligence. Like, yo, don't just watch that clip, that 2-minute clip.
And that's it. You know there's more to the story.
But that's what they're going to do. Most people are going to do that. They're going to watch that. You know why? Because they sensationalized the topic. I'm going to pull it up. Some dude was like, yo, Tony Rock furious with his brother. I'm like, if you're scrolling, you're like, oh shit, what? Yeah. And then you watch the clip like, that's not what happened at all. Right. But they got you.
Right. And that's what I wanted to piggyback off what you said. Like, the subscriber count, had a jump, a spike. So shout out to y'all.
Yeah, we appreciate every new subscriber. I've been reading like some of the videos are getting more views than what they usually get. So we appreciate that. We appreciate the new comments. But for all those thousands and thousands of shares,
one. Ready? Here's one. Of all people, Willie D.
Oh,
yo, Willie D.
What's up with that?
You know me, bruh.
What's up with
that? He got 50,000 views on this because he went there and exclamation point. Tony Rock reveals how he really feels about his brother. Bruh, you know me.
I saw that. I was like,
update. Tony Rock exposes sad truth about the
like
58,000 views.
Like it was the National Enquirer, That's what got me the
Tony Rock exposes the weird, jealous behavior of his brother. Tony Rock reveals Chris Rock not helping him. Pierre, you fucking know me, bro.
But it goes to show you that all people want.
Chris Rock called out for ghosting brother.
Yeah, I was reading the comments on that one.
That's funny. The comparisons that they was doing.
But see what I'm saying? It's sensationalized.
They got it.
And look, this one says, hold up. This one says, this one right here is the funny one. It says, Oh, Willie D. He went there. Tony Rock reveals how he really feels about his brother. And then he puts, selfish motherfucker. Those words were not uttered anywhere in that exchange with Ian Harris.
No.
That's that clickbait.
That's what I'm saying.
Hey, I don't know what you can say to the clips. I'm thinking you could just say what's going on in the video.
Apparently, you can say whatever you want.
Yeah, it's just unfortunate, man. But once we,
but that is that is the game. I agree that we have to be more descriptive to get people to click on stuff. We were just talking about that before you.
There's millions of things to click on every single day.
Tony Rock says brother Chris doesn't look out for him. That one got 1,000 views. That was a shitty post. You gotta make more of it, brother.
Yeah.
I put out a clip. I mean, it did all right. I said, well, here's a favor granted by Chris. Now, people saw that, but it's like that's not from the source of the tabloid, whatever you call what do you call those podcasts? What do you call those media platforms? Like Baller Alert,
blogs,
blogs.
Like the gossip blogs,
Yeah.
That's blogs. But it didn't come from there, so it didn't hit as hard. It's like bam! I saw that on Twitter. I think you sent it to me. The first one on Twitter. It's like 3 million. 3 million.
I submit different clips to this VSG entertainment site all the time.
Because shout out to them. They cool.
Because they put up Makai's interview that we did. And every clip that I've sent them since then, they have denied.
I was like, they want to find it? You think maybe that's it? Or?
No, they just, you don't know. You just don't know.
It got to be, they need Makai. They need a name. Same thing.
I sent one with Tamala.
Look,
it was like, we're going to.
It's the same thing. Who do you have attached?
Yeah.
Live in the green room. Oh, Trey sent us a clip. Makai attached? Up.
And I didn't even.
Who do you have attached? So and so? Nah.
Yeah, but that's how they.
That's what they going like this. Yes. No. Yeah. No. No.
Yeah.
No.
Because they think it's gonna be hot or it's not based on what they talk, who it is or what they talking about.
I'm surprised they didn't put this one up. But the only reason I think they didn't put the one that just went viral up because of the quality of it. The quality of it. That's when we had the old cameras.
Did somebody else put up Makai?
No, a few people put up Makai.
Oh, are you talking about? That wasn't messy. That wasn't messy. That wasn't like a.
No. What I'm saying is, I'm surprised VSG didn't put up the one with Ari Spears.
Okay. Oh, okay.
On their site,
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Well, not yet. Or they figures. I mean, I don't know. I see what you're saying, but that was like an old clip, and I don't think.
How long ago was that?
That was in April. That was episode 18.
Wow.
That was in April. Yeah. So,
but that's how the internet work. Wow.
You just never know what you might come across.
What's going to pop up and what's going to pop off.
Mm-hmm.
But we did a little bit from it. We
got some numbers.
We got a few. Yeah, it wasn't as much as I would like or would have thought, but we can't.
But understand this.
You know why it wasn't as much as you thought? Because when they clicked on to watch it, they went, "That's not what this is." They read the heading.
Yeah, the clickbait,
and was like, "Oh shit, where Tony Rock exposes his brother," and then was like,
"Right,
that ain't what the fuck."
Yeah.
He just said that. Some people watched it and said that makes sense because you got to be attached, have names attached.
Some people watch the whole thing.
Some people say, "Yo, you got to have a name attached to sell a movie."
But the trolls are always gonna come out. I mean, all the haters.
You can't go viral without trolls.
Yeah, you can't go. Yeah, thank you, trolls.
The trolls come with the viral.
Yeah,
point blank. Period.
True.
We got to take the good with the bad.
But the good thing is like
I don't think it is no bad. Yo, you like I said, you ended up here. Hit that fucking subscribe.
Hit that subscribe.
I don't care how you got here.
Right.
I don't care if you got lost and ended up here. You were scrolling looking for fucking Kenny Rock and ended up here. Hit that subscribe.
Then somebody said something about Kenny.
Yeah.
Yeah, the comment. I got time to read the comments during the day.
I got tired of it. I was like, because this isn't it. So I was like, let me put out another video. But
I started responding to people from my things, sending them the YouTube link to subscribe. Mm-hmm. Thank you for watching.
I did that. I put that on. I put that on Facebook. I said, hey, I see that I'm trending today.
Mm-hmm.
Based on the episode, hey, you guys, here's the link. Please check out the episodes. We got a bunch of episodes with some incredible guests, and feel free to subscribe and check.
I was going to every individual comment. Okay, thank you for commenting. Hey, subscribe to this. Next person, subscribe to just.
I mean, I'd rather enjoy looking at all the comments and but not the hater ones. But it's like, okay, people are seeing it, and then you can tell that they're going over to the page and checking out other episodes because you can see, oh, this episode from I don't know, like the April Jones,
Right.
or the what was the other one? Makai.
I'm surprised April Jones episode didn't do way better numbers. You know why? Because you know why it didn't do better numbers? Because she's talking about bettering herself.
Yeah.
She's talking about getting away from bullshit.
Yeah.
Finding
Not
her
drinking
grounding
anymore.
herself with spirituality.
Yeah,
People
yeah.
like, nah, I want drama. I want
I
talk about
want
you and
mess.
Omarion. We don't want to hear this shit.
Yeah,
we don't
yeah.
hear about same thing, but Instagram.
Mhm.
Say like, hey, had a great day today, worked out, ate good, and gonna spend the day with my kid. Nothing.
Right, yeah.
Got a gun in my hand, like, yo, motherfucker said he gonna vote what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that misery.
Y'all
loves
are
company.
miserable, man. Misery loves company.
company.
Y'all are miserable people, man. Got to work on you.
Yeah, it's a weird.
But we got a lot more. We got a lot more.
But with that
to
said,
do.
subscribe to the podcast.
Yeah, subscribe to
please,
that.
like,
Share,
subscribe,
tell your friends, leave a comment.
share.
And just as a reminder, November 12th.
November the 12th.
November the 12th.
Joe
The
Fox
big
dating
November
episode.
12th. Joe Fox
I had
birthday
it one-
episode. Joe Fox date Joe Fox episode.
I had one chick so far hit me that wants to be a contestant.
Oh, I thought you said you had two.
I thought you said 2.
No,
Was it
one.
the same girl that hit me?
I don't know.
Okay, because the girl hit me and was like, she wants to do it.
Okay.
And she's
so-
like, what's his sign? And I'm like,
same girl.
same girl? Okay.
Oh, okay. Well,
Same girl.
Scorpio. If
We'll
you
have
don't know
4
your
though by the
zodiac.
end of it. We'll have 4 by the.
Yeah. So
Ladies,
share this.
if you want to date Joe Fox, November the 12th, you can come to the studio. We have food, we have drinks, we have a DJ, we go live. Trey and I are going to give you the 3rd degree to see if you are worthy to date our friend Joe Fox.
Yeah.
It's just a dinner date, ladies. It ain't that serious.
Yeah,
Just-
don't.
This
Go to
ain't,
dinner.
this ain't
Yeah.
The Bachelor.
He going to take you to dinner.
Ain't no rings gonna be.
He going to take you to
exchanged.
dinner. I'm going to pay for it. So you're going to eat somewhere nice.
And
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 the rest is up to you and Joe.
exactly.
Hilarious.
Hit us, hit me, hit Trey in the DMs if you want to date Joe Fox.
And we got you. We'll send you all the deets. But what's crazy is that you wasn't the only Tony trending this week. You wasn't the only Tony trending this week. Let's talk about it.
Shit, I was. If you put it in order, it was him, then me.
Yeah, but see, you
I was
came
number
first.
2.
You came first, and then you know what I mean.
And
So,
then,
but see,
go ahead.
Go ahead, give me your take. Who go first? Give me your take.
Go ahead.
so if y'all don't know, a comedian by the name of Tony Hinchcliffe has a huge podcast called Kill Tony, where he's a roast comic. I hate that term, roast comic, for some reason. I'm just like, yeah, comic or you're not.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? But they
Tony
label
Hinchcliffe.
him as a roast comic.
Yeah.
Did the Republican rally, national rally.
Trump rally.
Trump
A MAGA rally.
In
at Madison Square Garden.
Madison.
The home of how many Puerto Ricans?
Man.
Wow.
Like
Wow.
millions, right?
Mhm.
And said, first of all, we can't even skip over the fact that he said the black man was in there carving watermelons for Halloween. But then he said there's a large pile of garbage
Floating in the ocean.
and it's called
I think it's
Puerto
called
Rico.
Yeah.
And the backlash that he got was very warranted. I just think it wasn't, and I'm not even opposed to the joke in the sense of, okay, he's a roast comic, he's a shock comedian, whatever.
Mhm.
If he had did that on his platform, on his Kill Tony platform, or a roast for a Puerto Rican baseball player, like how they did to Tom Brady, something where it was the right place and right time. Okay, so be it. I'm not necessarily a fan of it or wouldn't, but I wouldn't have took that much offense. But to do it at a rally where you're catering to these like-minded people in these people who think that way, who literally don't really have the best views of minorities. They, and for you to spew that to them, all you're doing is, charging them up to be like, yeah, he's right.
Putting a battery in there.
Yeah. And that's what you can't do. That's a very dangerous game to play.
And it's all, as comedians, we know when the show starts, the opener sets the tone for the rest of the night. You know, and and he opened.
And this is not even a comedy show.
It isn't a comedy show, but the first speaker is setting the tone for the rest of the rally
so
or whatever.
Saying, as racist as he was, it was only going to get more racist after that.
Or they was going to ignore what he said and try to,
the atmosphere was set to quote unquote speak your mind, because a lot of people, let's be honest, people don't know that's comedy. That's just a guy up there saying stuff that they like. I mean, they could tell if it's a joke. It was funny, but if you really listen to him, he was saying jokes, but they read the room. This is a classy event. This is for
supposed to be.
It was supposed to be
right.
About was it the Republican rally? It was a Trump rally about the presidential campaign.
Right.
So I think as a comedian and for what he does, I mean, he was selling himself. I don't think that's going to age well, because, hey, yo, what about that stuff you said? But it could be collateral damage. The acceptable losses, those people were never going to go to his podcast anyway. But the other people that want to see that type of comedy from him, oh, that's the guy. Okay, I'll check it out. So he collected some new viewers, possibly.
But
there are people that know him for that.
Right. Know him for that.
That support him for that.
Mm-hmm.
So they are like, that's what he does. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Those people are like, that's what he does. Why are you guys shocked?
Yeah, I saw a clip.
Huge portion of people are like, that's what, if you ever watch Kill Tony, that's what he does. You know what I'm saying? So they like shocked at the backlash.
Right. Yeah.
I have heard since then he's already lost the deal. I've heard that the Republican
they're not backing him.
The Republicans are backing away from him now.
Yeah.
Well, he
said that he cleared all of the material with them before the show. Mm-hmm. They issued a statement saying he did not. So they're getting away from him.
Yeah.
My thing is, well, first of all, he's a comedian like we are.
Mm-hmm.
He is part of the fraternity, so to speak. I think, yes, there's a place for that type of humor, right? There is a place for, there's a place for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
I look at it like this. I look at it like, look at how low the bar is now as far as politics is concerned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You would like to think that at a rally for someone running for president of the United States, that the people in attendance would be more highbrow.
Mm-hmm.
This is the country we're talking about, and who's going to run it, and policies that we need, passed, and things that we believe in, and family values and structure, and things that we're hoping that this candidate embodies these qualities. Type of qualities that we're looking for in a leader of the country, but also someone to represent what we believe in.
Right.
So I just think that right there, what he did, was the absolute wrong place to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah,
the absolute wrong place.
Like, you're not at home, you're a guest in someone else's house, so to speak.
You ever go, your mother, I'm sure told you the same thing that my mother did. When you go to somebody else's house, you on better behavior than you are at your own house.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Because you know why your mother will make you do that? Because you represent her.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And you represent that last name.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So we was always like, my mother would be like, boy, I wish you would act up in here.
Yeah. So, but
I think it gave that's why they backing up from him, because now it made that's how bad it made them look.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And
could you imagine if when Obama was running for president, he brought Eddie Griffin out?
Yeah.
And he was, man, motherfucking white motherfucking.
Yeah.
He wouldn't have stood a chance.
Nope.
Yeah, they would have said, I can't believe he
and that was a spot on
out.
Eddie Griffin impersonation. That was exact.
He would have tarnished the evening, and people stake their reputation based on who you associated with in that sense. And people they'll turn off. Like, I'm not going to vote for him because he likes him.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
He invited him. Therefore, I'm not going to.
But it goes back to the original statement about Trump. If you vote for Donald Trump, that does not mean you are racist.
Right.
That does not mean you're racist. It does, however, mean that you don't have a problem with a racist president.
Right.
Name one non-racist president.
Barack
Well, no,
Obama.
wait.
Tomorrow.
I can't talk politics with Joe Fox. So Joe Fox will go there, but then won't say what the issue is.
Okay.
I'll say Obama. You're going to say Obama was racist? Because he didn't give cash reparations. Again, we're going to go back to that?
No, we won't.
Obama was racist, you're saying?
Okay. Name one president that does not support.
Wait. Don't change it now.
Okay.
You posed the question. Obama. Was Obama racist?
Why are you looking at me like that?
You said name one president that wasn't racist.
Okay.
Barack Obama.
I agree. I said name one that isn't. Okay. He's not racist.
Donald is
but he is a collaborator with other racists.
Okay, so you name me one comic that isn't a collaborator with racists. You have never done any business with anybody that doesn't like black people.
Okay, that I can't.
You have never done any business with any white man that felt some kind of way about you. Personally.
I cannot name anyone that I can just say he's a racist. I can suspect all day. I can suspect. But just to say, I know for a fact that you're a racist.
Okay, so how can you know for a fact a politician is a racist collaborator, but you don't know the person you did business with is a racist?
If you work for the United States government, you have founded.
You work for the United States government. You was TSA, right? That's a government job.
Yeah, and I patted down them niggas every chance I got.
Okay, go ahead.
No, look, if you work the United States government, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. There's racism everywhere. We succeed, we exist, and we strive despite it. Okay?
Right. That's my point.
Okay, yeah. But you can't say it doesn't exist. Some people, look, in my worldview, Democrats are the don't tell anyone I'm a racist. Republicans, I'm talking about just the white people now. Okay.
Not the black Republicans.
They
black Republicans different.
I'm talking about they.
The views of Joe Fox are not those of Tony Rock, Trey, Elliot, or Live in the Green Room.
I'm talking about the racists that are Republicans and the racists that are Democrats. The Democrats, don't tell anybody that we're racist. The racists that are Republicans, they're like, I don't care. I don't care.
The difference is
that's to me. If I'm a racist. I'm not gonna put it in your face, but I don't care that you know that I am one. Mm-hmm. And some of the Democrats is like that too. This MAGA rally and MAGA this. I mean, they're Republicans. Trump is their candidate, but for some reason, when the race issue comes up, it's like I don't care. Until it means votes. Now it's like we didn't authorize that. Please still vote for us, okay? So I think it's when it harms them, when racism harms them, they deny it. Racists will deny it because now it's affecting their jockeying for power, and they know that no one wants to be perceived as a racist.
Kamala's a racist collaborator as well?
I don't know what the hell she is. All I know is that she doesn't have a history for advocating for black people.
How?
If you look at any of her, if you look at any of her specific actions in Congress, then you're not for us. You haven't specifically advocated for us. You say that you do, but no. I mean, I that's the only reason why I wouldn't vote for her. And that's the only reason why I wouldn't vote for Donald Trump, because neither of you have a track record that says, you know what, I think I need to do something about the status quo for black people.
Who do you think would do that more if they were in, Trump or Kamala?
Neither one. They would do it at the same amount. Do everything that you can to help everybody else, but do not specifically empower black people.
So you're gonna base everything based on non-advocating of black folks.
Yes.
Where we're the minorities. So who will make a law, or who will when do you think that will happen?
It'll have to be
that's a good question. How do you think that would come about?
There has to be an evolution. Gil Scott Heron said the revolution will not be televised because the revolution will be in your mind. There won't be any live vision or of a revolution in your mind. It's not going to be on TV. It's going to be right up here. So that happens in little pockets, of course, of history. Somebody like Marion Barry, like when we talk about it, like he was the mayor of DC. Mm-hmm. He was literally doing stuff for, open the door, black folk, my uncle, okay, this person over here, you got a business here, give him these contracts. He was doing that, and they said, hey. And then they criminalized and put a spotlight on his proclivities for white women and cocaine and crack. And all of a sudden, all that was over. Yeah. But that has to be done on a large scale. People that can actually do something with policy, can do something with their position, and they can advocate for your people. And that has to come from the grassroots.
So let me tell you this. Just like how earlier we gave the example of, Hollywood, how you just can't just say, hey, I have a film, I want my brother in it, or I want this in it. They got bosses. They got people in charge that they have to answer to. That's true. The same thing with politics. I just can't be the mayor tomorrow or the vice president tomorrow and be like, yo, I want to do all shit for black people. Fuck.
You don't do it like that. It doesn't work. Let me give you another example.
And it don't work that way. But I'm saying it has to go through different levels.
Give me another. You said another example.
This is another example. This isn't the president. This is a representative, like the representative of your district. Mm-hmm. The dude that's running. I get his mail. I live in the Valley. I live in Van Nuys. Okay. Now this guy. I think it's a immigrant name, but he's running again for a seat in the state assembly, and this is his district.
He's the incumbent, or he's running again.
He's running again. Like I guess, the incumbent. Like he was my representative. So I can literally look at everything that he has done on the state assembly. Any bill that he has sponsored, anything that he's voted for. That information is out there. He is I don't want to misquote. I don't know what kind of immigrant where he came from, what his people came from, but you can literally see what he's trying to get pushed through, whether it got pushed through or not. But he's literally saying his people in his measures.
What's his ethnicity?
Okay, let's just say, I don't know if this is true. Let's say he's Pakistani, or no, let's say he's Armenian.
Okay,
let's say he's doing that. For Armenian people that are opening business in this area right here, we want to make sure we allocate funds to do. He's actually trying to do that with the legislation. You can see that.
Okay,
and that's specifically for the people who he is.
Okay.
So when you move to Van Nuys, then you got all these car dealerships and stuff. There's one down the street. Okay. So if you have someone,
what's his position?
A state assembly. He's a representative. Like, how you have the House of Representatives.
Yeah. So he's a state assembly.
This is his district. Yeah.
Okay. So how many black assemblymen have you looked up? Black assembly people have you looked up to see? Which you can clearly see. How many of those of color did you look up and see what they were doing?
Okay.
Not just in Van Nuys. You might say there's none in Van Nuys, but just saying in general.
Okay, like
pull up Cleveland and see if there's a black assemblyman, or Detroit and see what he's trying to pass through.
Okay, so
how many of them did you do that?
A couple of them, but I'll just give you an example. Like Maxine Waters, she a legend. Mm-hmm. She a legend. So you can see. I mean, that's a lot to read, but you can see why people in her district keep voting her in, because she's doing something for the people. Now, I don't know how much longer she's gonna be there. I don't even know if she's still there now. This is the last election cycle. But when you are actually doing things that benefit your constituents, they'll vote for you again. Now, if you faking and shaking and nobody's getting anything, but you prospering, like what's my man's name in South Carolina? He got the brokest district out there. James, whatever his name is, called Cleburne or whatever his name is. I can't remember.
I don't know.
I don't know, but somebody like that. He an old man sitting back. He's benefiting his family which is, I guess that's cool, but your district is falling apart.
Well, you speaking on that level, on the local level, how many presidential candidates in the past have you voted for without knowing everything they did prior to them running for president, with their positions prior to being a presidential candidate?
Too many. And that's not right.
All right. So you just not going to vote?
Laughing at, sir?
Yo.
So you're not going to vote?
Fox is
No, I'm not going to vote for either one of those two candidates. And that's another thing. People are making this who you voting for a reason to treat you differently. Okay,
No,
you don't have to. You don't have to vote like
people make
this, man.
everything you do.
Yeah. But I think this sucks. I'm actually tired of it. You vote the way you want to, or don't vote because you don't want to. You want to publicize why you're not voting, why you're this and that. That's fine. You do that.
You just right now at this point.
What
the voting?
Shit, I gotta go.
Yeah,
I'm trying. You asked, but
But the voting at this point in time is a reflection of your personal standards, your bigotry on whatever level.
Is
you know
it?
what I'm saying? Yeah, because why?
I don't see it that way.
Yeah, you know why? Because people will make excuses for a convicted felon, alleged sexual predator, someone who.
What do you mean make excuses for them?
They won't even acknowledge it. His fan base won't even acknowledge any of that. When you're arguing with people, he's a convicted felon. He never got convicted. He's a sexual predator. They skate over that. He denied black people housing in the 80s and 90s. He was on the board, or one of the main advocates of making sure the Central Park Five Boys was going to get executed.
Oh, you're talking about Donald Trump.
When you why would you even want to put somebody, they will make excuse for that kind of person. Now, if you put all those qualities on Barack, then it would have been totally, oh my gosh, we can't put nobody like that. He got 3 different baby moms.
That's what they would be using on him?
If he went bankrupt 7 times.
He went bankrupt 7 times.
7 times, right?
Right?
Mm-hmm.
If I can't see myself voting for somebody that the KKK will vote for.
Okay.
So you're saying you can't see yourself voting for somebody, so you vote for the other person because of that reason?
Well, I vote.
Mark was he's being silly.
Because at this point in time, I know I don't want to vote for that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
You're going lesser of two evils,
right? Which is kind of what it's always.
It's always been, but Malcolm X said that's when you mature politically.
Yeah,
he said that we are politically immature, and he said on an interview,
hold your vote.
He didn't say that. He was talking to somebody talking about this very thing. He said, I think one day you'll find that the black man will one day wake up and start voting like a black man on a large scale, and it's not an emotional thing. I don't want this guy to win.
So why are you not voting?
I didn't say I wasn't voting.
So
bro.
not voting for those two.
I wasn't voting for those two.
So you're gonna vote independently,
or as an independent? I'm okay. I'll tell you that. I'm a registered independent voter. I'm not in either one of the Democratic Party or the Republican Party. I registered as an independent.
Okay. So you're gonna vote for an independent candidate?
No, that doesn't mean that. That doesn't mean that. It means I do.
I'm asking which way you going.
Just to be a contrarian, I'm not gonna tell you what I'm gonna vote for. I'm gonna tell you I'm voting based on.
You gonna lose your 2,000 followers?
No, I'm gonna vote, and I suggest everybody vote based on your interests, not emotionally. But you do what you want to do. I'm not gonna sit in
or not vote.
Or not vote. You do what you want to. It is your vote. I'm saying if my one little vote for any one of these candidates are worth anything, then I want something. Now, I'd rather have money, but that ain't gonna happen.
So
if I put my Cash App out there and say my vote is for sale or for rent.
So Trump send a Cash App, you voting for Trump?
Trump, if you send me a Cash App for, I would say, you in office for 4 years,
How about 4 years worth of my rent? I will vote for you, sir, because I personally gain.
Here's the thing,
if
you don't vote for either of the two,
I'm being.
you
basically of Joe Fox and not those of Tony Rock, Trey Elliott.
I don't care who
basically
you
throwing
are.
your vote away if you're voting.
Who am I?
I'm
throwing it away.
It's a personal feeling for you. Oh, I accomplished something.
No,
but you throwing it away.
Let me say it like this: Black people,
they're not.
You vote,
hey, what Adrian told Rocky?
On that,
they're not gonna win.
Look,
what Adrian told Rocky in the Rocky movie? You're not gonna win.
You can't win.
You can't win
because she didn't believe. She didn't want him to get
Go ahead
hurt.
and vote for the other person nobody heard of if you want.
Look, stop. I'm not gonna do that.
I gotta go. I got a show to get to, y'all. I love y'all, Charleston. I love you very much. Make sure you like, subscribe.
Okay, yeah, you gotta drive.
Yo,
I got 8 o'clock. Yeah.
Like, subscribe. I love my brother, all of them. I'll punch you in your face. Will's still a bitch. Yeah, I love my brothers. Peace. And my sisters as well. Sorry, y'all.
All right, yeah. Shout out, man. Tell Robbie to shout out, man.
Keep it going.
Have a good show.
Pizza.
I'm gonna say this.
I think Grimy just came in, so I'm sending him in.
Okay. I'm gonna say this. If you are registered to vote, you are in position to make your let your vote be counted based on your interests. All right. Okay. Sit in the seat, brother.
I hear you. I hear you, but it just don't make sense to me at this point in time. I mean, I see the type of people who listen. It ain't even about the president or the candidate or the people who are running that makes everything bad. It's the followers. It's the followers. It's the MAGA clan. It's the, you know what I mean? Like, those are the people who make it look more trash. Well, you can't really make Trump look more trash than what he's already kind of made himself look. But when you see videos of people flicking people off and saying Donald Trump 24 motherfucker, like, come on, man.
I think it's schoolyard playground.
It's not
for people who say stuff like that. Yeah. I mean,
it's a dangerous game. Do you know how much blatant racism and open racism that was going on when Trump was in office? That's where the term "we are not like our ancestors" came from. You know what I'm saying? Do you know how much? I have never seen this. Now, it has always been racism, but I don't know if it's because social media that more things are coming to light. I mean, it could be the same that it was before, but now, we can see everything from our phone now. It's just more.
Go ahead.
To me, it makes the Trump followers feel more bold,
emboldened. Okay.
To
enable,
to spew the hate that they feel like their leader is pouring into them, and that it's okay.
Remember that scene on Harlem Nights when the white guy was fighting and the black dude was fighting, and then the black dude came in and all the white people.
See Harlem Nights.
Yeah, you lost me at Harlem.
Okay, there's a boxing match back in the 30s, whatever that, back in the day. So a Jack Johnson type in the quote unquote, Great White Hope, they're about to fight the big fight, and the black dude came in. All the white people sat down, and all the black people stood up. Everybody wants to, have this racial dividing line.
We don't cause it though.
We don't cause it. That's just the way things. That's just the reality that we live in, and when you turn the presidential campaign into a roast match, because that's every campaign is the same way. Smear each other, make them look bad, make them look racist, because no one wants to be identified with the racist.
Yep.
Hopefully if I point your racism out, you won't notice mine and vote for me.
But
so
Trump pointed his out already.
You talking about as the president?
Just as a person.
Okay. He's got a track record of doing some weird business when it comes to black people. Whatever you see on the TV and he's shaking hands with them, those are photo ops. We know this. But when you really get down to what he's doing as a politician, what he's really doing for different people groups, the first people group is him and his family. He's making sure they taken care of. The Bushes did it. The Clintons do it. The Obamas did it.
Have we talked about the whole what's his name? Hinchcliffe, Tony.
Yeah, we was talking and we got off track, which I wanted to get back on that.
Yeah. I think where we left off was the Republican Party have distanced him. Well, we didn't approve what he said. You mean to tell me that you at people shooting at that man, you want to make sure that he's saying doesn't have anything? You patted him down from what he was going to say to what he was wearing to make sure that he was safe to be up there. You mean to tell me what he said wasn't known?
Tony is known for like going off like script. When he did the Netflix roast, Tom Brady, he was talking about like I told him I wasn't going to say any of that stuff, and then he just went.
That was Netflix. This is the world stage, Madison Square Garden.
Yeah, but that's the only thing you can't like police someone's words. You can't like. You can just say whatever you want when you're up there.
He had
he's a comedian. He's got memory too. Like he can just go up there and.
He was flipping through them notes to make sure you stay home.
Yeah, he said everything he wanted to say.
He said what he wanted to say.
You can't hide behind being a comedian for everything. You know what I'm saying? And you are a comedian, but you know what you are before you're a comedian? You're a human being. And here's the thing, you usually find the least funniest people saying, because when you see, I've been seeing certain comedians back him up, and a lot of the comedians that I've seen backing him are not funny. They all have that same kind of humor. I see a lot of younger Gen Z people who don't really understand the level of racism for some reason. And I'm not saying you, but kids your age take racism.
No, me personally.
A white person calling them a nigga lightly, like, oh, I don't care. I'll let white people say nigga. Like, y'all come from that. Y'all come from, and I'm not saying
people around me.
And especially in these
20.
You're 20. People in these comedy clubs that want to be on the white scene and want to pander to the white crowd, I see it all the time. You could be around these white comedians and these racist white comedians and still be yourself. You understand what I'm saying?
I think go ahead.
But it wasn't the right place for that.
Yeah, and that's one of the things I said.
It wasn't a comedy club. It was a rally, right? And I use the example when Boogie died and I did his memorial at the Laugh Factory. The things that I said at his Laugh Factory memorial, I wouldn't have dare said when I did his eulogy at his funeral.
Boom. Okay, that's a great example.
Time and a place.
I would not.
Time and a place.
We are in. Yeah, it's like when you do a church event. You know what you can't say.
Yeah,
it's even though you are a comedian, this might be inappropriate here. What I do, this thing might be inappropriate here. I'm saying that he made that choice on his own. I'm not going to take a side other than the side of, right. As a comedian, that was inappropriate for that setting.
Right.
And I think that contributed to the, is this a political rally or is this a roast?
Yeah.
He opened the show, so he kind of set the tone for everybody else.
What do you think about this viewpoint? Me and my friend were talking another.
He was put out there to sabotage it.
No, not that. I did hear that thought too, but like
he helped.
Tony is kind of becoming after this. If he makes it out, which it seems like he's doing okay, Tony is kind of becoming uncancelable.
Well, here's the thing: what people got to understand.
Maybe he pushed the boundary a little bit.
Here's the thing when it comes to canceling and non-canceling. First of all, I'm putting this out there. In this business, we've all seen you could be the most mediocre comedian if you're white at best, and still get millions of dollars in sponsors, still get people to back you, still get any of that. Black people have been roasting each other for years.
We used to roast the slave master.
That's
where roasting came from.
That's what we do.
Word.
That's what we do. He is not the best roaster. So let's put that out there. Now.
Right.
Now. Who cares? I saw somebody say, well, he done got over 10,000 followers after all this. Who cares if you got hundreds of thousands of comments of people hating you? Who cares if you got people you getting death threats? Because at the end of the day, what you got to understand about life is when you're by yourself and when you lay down at night to go to sleep and when you're not at the comedy club or you don't have a microphone in your hand, you're yourself. You're a regular human being again. And you have to deal with that. And I don't care how much money you get, how many followers you get. At the end of the day, all that shit is a facade. All that, I'm not cancelable, and he could walk around with his chest up while he at the club, but I guarantee you go home. It's like shit.
You can still be canceled, just not on social media.
Right, you're gonna make sure the doors are locked in.
People got this new shit. The freedom of speech. Yeah, freedom of speech is one thing, but repercussions of your freedom of speech also is something else. And your consequences of freedom of speech is also something else. This game is not about just deliberately spewing out hateful things saying, this is freedom of speech, I'm a comedian. No. Because Pryor was the best. But how he articulated the things he wanted to say were on a level that these guys don't have.
Yes. Anthony Jeselnik said a quote that I just heard the other day, and he was talking about comedy is getting away with it. If you are doing a special or whatever and you tell some crazy jokes that might hurt people's feelings, if you get all these comments, you're getting a bunch of pushback for your stuff. You didn't get away with it. You have to. Your goal at the end of the day is to make people laugh.
And not feel threatened, and not feel like you can't walk to your car. After that show. Who wants to live like that?
That's not what being a comedian is all about.
You didn't do it right. There's a line.
Yeah.
But you know what? If you like we said before, when you're at home, when you on your court, you can play. You know this court.
Game.
You play your game this way. But when you on somebody else in somebody else's house, or you on a away game, hold on a second. No, you need to make sure you mind your business because you do got to go back to your card. So do your job and then go back home. But like I said before, it was the wrong place and it looked inappropriate. So
it didn't look. It was.
A funny thing happened at the MAGA rally the other day. Those people who think like that and get off on racist jokes. I mean, he told a black and watermelon joke. Black, that's
how
literally low hanging fruit,
right?
And he said that, and in my eyes, I'm watching CNN. Everybody, he said these jokes in poor taste. He said he talked about Jews. He talked about
didn't say nothing about the watermelon.
And didn't say Jews, the Puerto Ricans, and didn't say nothing about the watermelon and black people. So we got othered by CNN. I didn't appreciate that, and by a black dude no less. What's wrong with that dude? What's wrong with you? You didn't stand up for your people.
I'm an advocate for anything comedy, but I'm more so an advocate for good comedy. I'm more so an advocate for not using comedy as an excuse to get away with bullshit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, do what you do, be good at what you do. But I mean, I'm just mentally at a level to where I was roasting in the 6th grade, man. I was roasting in elementary school.
Yeah.
To me, it's just not the representation of comedy that I feel like should be leading the pack. But everything is new to the new generation. Everything is new to people that was raised by this.
Yeah.
And they're infatuated by that. You know what I mean?
And I didn't mean to cut you off, but the other thing too is hopefully this won't put a stain on let's have a comedian come to this event and work because the White House press dinner or whatever that is, they bring a comedian in and hopefully people will still because that's recognition for us, that's jobs and opportunity for us.
Yep.
And hopefully that didn't put a stain on that.
Chappelle did that for the Democratic rally. If he would have did a speech, I guarantee you that speech would have been dope. And he wouldn't have roasted anybody. He would have said his jokes, but because he's so intellectually savvy to where he would have got a great point across with a little bit of humor.
Right.
And that's the other thing too that I found it strange. It's like you can roast Kamala.
Right.
You're disparaging.
You know how
He
much
was doing
material
crowd
you can do
work.
on Trump?
He was doing crowd work. That is kind of crazy.
Isn't that something? That's okay.
He was doing crowd work.
That's some comic shit. But you, if you're gonna roast that person.
Yeah.
You're roasting groups of people and being offensive for the sake of telling this, a hot topic about immigration.
For what? To gain some followers, to lose sponsors, but to get notoriety. I'm telling you, man, you think you want something, and when you get it, and if you get it the wrong way, it ain't gonna taste as good as you think it's gonna taste.
Don't be being famous for the wrong reason.
Being famous for the wrong reason, bro.
Punching down.
I will never.
He was literally punching down. Like he's on this stage.
Was he punching down?
This man was on every platform in a negative light. CNN, Fox, YouTube, all the major outlets. You see him on there, and it's not for
a good reason.
It's not for a good reason.
Yikes!
And
Geraldo was mad at this dude.
Yeah.
They have this so-called comedian,
and I know how I feel when I read one negative comment on my shit. Imagine hundreds of thousands of comments across every platform of people not liking you, hating you, just saying all kind of things. That doesn't make especially a white boy. White boys can't take. White boys commit suicide. They'll take themselves out at the minute they can't handle the pressure. That ain't healthy. And I don't care how cocky you think you. The most person, because I've seen Tony a lot. All that arrogant and cockiness that you exude to the people. All that shit is to hide something.
We're comics. We're all hiding something.
And hide some kind of insecurities.
Yeah.
You could make it seem like it's all good at the end of the day, but it ain't. You getting death threats. Your mama mess around and get death threats. Your family get death threats.
Who is he getting death threats from? Non-racists?
I'm not saying. I don't know for a fact if he is. I know. I'm almost positive.
That's funny.
He is. One thing about Puerto Ricans, they don't play.
Oh, okay, there you go.
Puerto Ricans
They'll follow you to your car. Is that what you're saying?
Puerto Ricans don't play.
Look, you. That's why I said, here's a group of people.
They'll come here and take you out and then go right back to Puerto Rico like that.
For real.
Nothing happened.
When you focus in on the person, now he just happens to be Puerto Rican. Now you're making a joke, and now it's about that person. Now one person can't take a joke, then it's like, okay, you shouldn't have said that. But when you talking about a whole group, it's wait a minute.
How he did it on Kill Tony, it wouldn't have been no problem.
You know what's funny? I saw a clip of Jon Stewart defending. He's like, I don't care. I think the guy is funny.
I saw that.
But
I've seen comedians taking up for him, and what I hate is when I see certain comedians be like, he's not racist. He did so much for black people. He put a lot of black people on, and people of so many minority and people of color on, and helped them out. I'm like,
who you talking about?
Tony have done that, and I'm like, what does that mean?
Do you think he's racist?
I feel like anybody where all they have
the joke was
are racist jokes. I feel like anybody to where all they have is racist jokes, they have some type of undertone racism to them. If that's all they can contribute to this game. If that's all they can contribute to this game, because I know how I joke, and my jokes are always stem from truth. I know every comedian is not like that. But if all of your energy,
there's got to be some truth in there.
Because they pulled up tweets from 2010, as far back as 2010, it's all saturated in some kind of racism.
Well, everybody was racist in 2010.
Race jokes are funny. Racist jokes are not funny.
Yeah, it's just like they got to be clever. They got to be good. And it's like, do I think he's racist? I mean, I just feel like, he's not You know what I mean? I feel like
he's not racist.
Yeah, he's not racist.
I mean,
is he David Duke? I'm gonna say call you the N-word to your face racist.
Let's get into it.
No, I wouldn't say that.
Hey, what's up, brother?
Yeah, I wouldn't say that at all. I wouldn't say he would call him like, who are these niggers in here? I'm not saying he's that racist.
Ladies and gentlemen, John Grimes is in the building.
John Grimes,
But is there some undertone, or if he's in the room with other white people and no black people there? I'm sure. I don't care
We're talking about Tony Hitchcliff.
I don't care how many black people he put on his platform. He need us to be on his platform if he want his platform to be.
That's called good. Kind. That's called good business.
Slave
okay,
owners,
look, I'm not
took care of their slaves.
My greed and racist. I mean, it's in balance. I mean, you can't be like more racist than you are greedy. You can't make no money that way.
Yeah, you got to make your money. You got to make
slave owners are not so greedy. They're like, I can't stand these niggas, man. I ain't gonna have them pick my cotton.
Right? They wasn't racist enough to have them work for them. So you can't. So when I see comedians trying to say that, and it's always the non-funny ones, it's like you don't even be on stage. What are you talking about? They just want to be on their dick because it's a platform. And like I say all the time, man, all platforms ain't good platforms. All platforms are not for everybody. I'm not saying his platform not good, because I've thought about doing that platform several times, but the platform may not be at this point in time in my brand. You know what I mean? My brand of comedy, because I know how I am. And they probably wouldn't even put my shit on there. They be like, oh, he ain't like these other niggas. He a little smart. He ain't just out here. He ain't being ignorant. He ain't just saying crazy shit.
He wanted a good one.
It definitely comes off like as a prototype that they prefer, that they at least experience success on that show. And it's definitely the
exposure.
Loose lip nigga.
The loose lip nigga.
Loose lip nigga that seems to thrive on that format.
And so, white people love a loose lip nigga
that come off as if he don't even know what he ain't even thinking about what he's saying. It's just flying out of his mouth like jibber jabber, like that.
I let a white bitch suck my dick anytime.
Yeah, like when you come off like that. But that's telling to their audience, to their audience is into that kind of.
Are you talking about like?
Their audience is into that kind of stuff in that venue.
Exactly, and they expect it of that black dude that they're going to see.
You talking about buffoonery.
Now, let that same black dude see them at a different location. Or in a different setting. Whoa. No, we just want to see you on that stage.
You went kind of like a circus act. Like, get that circus act out of here. Like.
You'll see the lion jump through the hoop. But if that lion came to you, you're gonna be like, oh wait, nah. I just wanted to see.
Damn, Mark, what you know about that?
Yeah. Why y'all keep looking out there? Who's out there?
Because Mark is showing signs.
Oh, okay. I'm like,
he's watching Mark.
I'm like, what am I missing?
He be watching. He be watching. So appreciate you. But you know, with that style of comedy, it's almost like baby steps. Like this is the easy. It's like the low hanging fruit, the dirty joke, the fart jokes.
You'll win soon. If you coon, you'll win soon.
You'll win.
Like you'll get what you want, what you're going for if you act like that.
Fame is
sustainability is not there though.
The cream will rise to the top.
Fame and money. Fame is first before funny now in comedy.
Oh, easily.
It's friends before fame.
If they know
fame before funny.
If they know you'll act a fool, you will get pushed to the front of the line. In most entertainment sections, like, hey, you acting the ass? Come on right here. We can use that right away. Because you ain't got a script or teach that. Act the ass, go right to the front. That's like Salacious TV and Housewives. Anything that has a fight going. Like, if you're going to act stupid without us even coaching you,
foolishness.
Get right to the front. We can get rid of that fast and then work on the other shit in the pipeline. Like, allowing those comics to act like that gives them time to write shit for the president, write shit for roast they actually getting paid for, while we just have these niggas dancing out front for the first 30 minutes of a show. They get that's filler. They get free filler off these people chasing their little dumbass dreams and acting the fool.
And some of them are getting money. They making money.
They can benefit from it.
They selling out tours and all that.
If they smart, they'll build on it.
But listen,
they'll watch out.
Who wants a alt-right crowd, a crowd full of conservatives just at your show,
spending their dollars on you,
waiting
for you to clown niggas,
waiting for who is that the career that you want to live off of for the rest of your life?
Some people want to. I think if you're gonna be a comedian, you need to find your audience and then be funny professionally for that audience. But like you said, that's not my brand. It might be their brand, but if that's you, then I don't know how sustainable that would be.
I would reverse that order. Because I don't think
What
you
order?
should find your audience. I think you should find your voice first. And then
Okay,
the audience
yeah,
come. 'Cause
granted.
if you find an audience, you might go, "Oh, they like me. I'm gonna start performing for them." And they
Okay.
fickle. They fucking
Now-
not like you no more.
When you find your voice, you will find your
Right,
your
the right
audience.
people will keep coming to you. Yeah.
But you know, but whoever that is, as a comedian, you got to be professional. You got to be able to perform and do your act with your voice in front of all audiences, or a wide range. You got to be relatable. Like if I saw, Ron White come into a all black room and just freaking destroy, it's like, okay, that's a comedian.
Right.
Oh,
Okay.
right.
So that's not his audience, but he knows his craft.
Yeah.
And he can still do that.
But
Now-
see, and that's the thing. A lot of these comedians now, they don't have that ability. They only have the ability to perform for their particular audience.
or the lowbrow stuff, like
Yeah.
where anybody's gonna find
The
that
Austin
fun.
scene has this aura about free speech.
Good.
We can say what we want here, which is cool.
Mhm.
That's dope, because as comedians, we shouldn't be censored. But like I said earlier, that doesn't mean I could just start saying any type of hateful shit, bigotry, racism shit, and it's free game for me. No, it doesn't work that way either. It doesn't work that way either, because you can't just say shit. You can't go to an airport and say, "I got a bomb on me. Oh, I'm a comedian. I'm just playing." You're gonna be locked up. You're gonna be
You
arrested.
see that little sign? Any
Location is
disparaging
everything.
statements, any
Location.
statements about bombs, firearms, jokes.
Doing a set at a political convention is wild. Like that shows where we're trending. That they're like,
Yeah.
fuck politics. Let's crack.
That's
some
what I was
jokes.
saying before you got in.
To me,
there.
I feel like that means
That's a
they
mockery.
think they won. That's some shit you do if you think you already won. Because there's no way that you would do that if the shit is tight to you. Because the way that news hit and it's like all over the place, are they even offended enough for it to matter this late? Or is he victory lapping by rolling out comedians 5, 6, 7 days before an election? Rolling out comedians gonna roast.
It's like you think you
particular groups
ahead.
of people.
It's like you got
The
all these
confidence
points on the
is
board.
loud,
Like,
bro. That's a lot. And then like they say, or at least I saw on Twitter, which is probably true though. They gotta see the script. They know what he about to say.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah,
His team, they knew what he about to say.
yeah.
So them jokes is already cleared. The ones he actually said.
Well,
I don't know.
there's no way for the masses to fact check that and then somehow, oh, he didn't clear with him. Oh, okay, then Trump, I'll still vote for you. You didn't know. No, y'all people knew about
Whatever
that.
you bring, if you bring
Yeah.
a lion on
No.
stage, lion will do what the fuck a lion does. Y'all saw what he did the roast battle. That's why a roast Tom
Yeah.
Brady. That's why you hired him.
That's
to
why you
disrespect
hired him.
people.
Yeah,
So what do you think he gonna come to y'all convention and do? Who he gonna disrespect?
he was a
besides-
known quantity. They knew who he was, and he
just
did what he
backfired
did.
on him.
I think he
like-
executed exactly what he wanted to do. Like,
Yo,
I-
he did.
He
I think
did.
The
I mean,
Republicans this
but
how we feel.
but the groans.
who was grown in
Yeah,
besides?
even
Republicans grown in?
Republicans are groaning
They
too.
just
Okay,
like,
it's like-
come on,
They're
take
like,
a joke.
yeah.
Yeah, they are.
They
They
doing this, they're doing it, but I mean, come on.
And
And
then-
we're all thinking it. Like,
Okay,
that's what
when-
they did.
When I think y'all tell me if you disagree. Y'all, everybody saw it, right?
I saw a clip.
I saw
I'm
the
talking
clips.
about the whole. Okay, you
I
just
didn't
saw
see
the
whole
whole.
set?
Yeah,
Nah,
yeah.
I
He was.
didn't
He did a nice.
Oh, I
10
saw
minutes.
his whole set. I
Yeah,
saw
yeah.
his whole
He's,
set.
we
10
ain't
minutes
even say
crowd work.
speak. We didn't even say speak his set. He's like he did a whole set like at the Comedy Store or
Yeah,
somewhere. Like
he
he
did.
did. He didn't do a speech. He did a set. But I think when he started talking about Palestinians and and Israel, I think there's. Wait a minute. What is he? I don't like the way he said that. I think that got him. I think definitely the island talking
Puerto
about
Rican
Puerto Rico
garbage.
and garbage.
Garbage, right?
I think that's a voter base that you're talking about, a big voter base. So, but
I think it's a
I don't
victory
think
lap.
it's gonna age well. But I just hope that it's not gonna mean we're not gonna ever invite a comedian to speak at one of these rallies, because like before you walked in, a lot of these comedians, they get invited on some of these other political events and they have the jokes and they're right and it's professional. It's still roasting and giving a little something to
the choice they made was they didn't like it's not like a vetted comedian, right? Like if you invite like George Lopez is a 30-year veteran, they probably know what he's gonna say, right? The Republican Party decided to invite a comedian who, for most general public, just saw this guy.
Yeah, they didn't really know who he was.
Crush it at Tom Brady, and they're like, if you saw that, but if you didn't see that, they're like, who the hell is this guy up here doing these shows? But that's just so new to choose a guy like that. That was a choice that Republicans made. Like, really? At y'all convention with a bunch of 50-plus people? You think they saw that roast of Tom Brady? I think the choice of comedian was a wild choice to begin with.
I think just because
Rogan would have been better than that, because we said no Rogan.
But I think the audience that's attached to him, as far as the internet presence, I think that had a lot to do with it too. But I think that he was thoroughly vetted. They didn't say, "Oh, you did the roast? Okay, come on." I think it was a lot more than that. They looked at.
I know he's a joke writer, and he probably is a roast writer. But the idea of putting him on camera, where the general public and that audience, I think, was like, I don't know who he is. Like that's a little wild.
Is that any jokes? Is that any different than?
It's different than George Lopez coming out to the Democratic one. That's a night and day.
Trump people don't give a damn. Is what you say.
But
is it any? Really? Oh damn!
Wait, what happened?
He said Sacha Baron Cohen. That's another.
He does a lot of political
stuff, but
comedy.
Is that
he gets right in there? He gets right through there.
Right.
Is that different? Yeah. Is that different from Trevor Noah speaking at the White House press?
100%.
Yeah, because Trevor's
vetted. Trevor's got the accolades and the accreditation to come off as a damn near like a journalist sometimes, and he had a night show that was basically journalism, journalism, right?
Okay.
But to Tony Hinchcliffe, like even Joe Rogan has a podcast with thousands of episodes and tons of talking hours with interview and like press readiness, right?
Okay.
And had TV shows as a host. Tony Hinchcliffe, if you actually have to say, all right, what has he done compared to Trevor Noah and Joe Rogan?
This is what he just did.
Exactly. So in terms of stacking it up, it's like, ooh, who picked this guy? Like, was Rogan not available, or how much was Rogan asking? Right? Because to me, it's a great deal, a discount. Joe Rogan's like, I can't do it, but here, send my boy in.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But in terms of like, we got Trevor Noah, we got George Lopez. In terms of like, booms, and then you say, well, we got Tony Hinchcliffe. You just saw he just roasted Tom Brady.
Well,
it's like that's
I remember
thinking of back like head to head.
I hope it doesn't ruin opportunities for future comedians that would not do that. Whatever political rally was. I remember I did a sketch in high school. In high school, I did a rendition of Men on Film from In Living Color. I don't know if you're familiar with In Living Color. I know you're not.
He's 20, Fox.
Okay, but they got the internet and they got the stuff. They got the stuff out there. Yeah. But you know about it. In Living Color, Men on Film was the two effeminate dudes. So me and a friend, we did our own version of it, and parents was writing it. They hated it. They was like, "Oh, what did they? How dare he do this?" And all the alternative lifestyle students were like looking at me in the hall. I didn't know. I went and visited the old high school back, and they said we needed to make sure we don't have any of those type of talent acts in our talent show anymore. And I was like, yeesh.
Whoa.
So they like, you can't do it because it was offensive.
So you were the Tony of your high school.
I was you could say that.
Yeah, right.
You could say that.
Your concern about if they're going to allow future comedians depends on who wins. Because if he does that, he did do that. And then if Trump wins, then it's going to be open season for the future now.
Facts.
That's the only thing.
That is right.
It backfires. If it doesn't backfire,
but the backlash
next
alone,
election is going to be shenanigans.
It's going to be even.
Yeah,
it's gonna be crazy.
It's gonna be battle rap.
Yeah.
It's gonna be like
it's gonna be.
They're gonna have him and Holla Don out there like Trump. Yeah, I hit you 6 times with the.
I wasn't surprised.
Yeah, I like.
He's getting beaten battle rap for the presidency.
That would be hilarious.
I just think that the whole thing has been like what you said, Trey, like a mockery of the whole thing. Is this a presidential campaign rally? This is serious business.
No, it don't make sense.
Is this okay? Then Kamala defrauded everybody with, hey, Beyonce is gonna be here. Did you really think that you gonna get a free concert from that woman? A free performance out of that lady? Did people actually think that?
I can't believe she keep going on these wild platforms Like
She trying to get. She need to
I'm
get.
like, come on.
She need to get the black vote, man.
Matt Barnes and
She went on there Undisputed or on
Matt Barnes and Steven.
Yeah,
she went on there.
Wow.
Yeah, she went on there.
Is it out?
Yeah.
Oh, I haven't seen that yet.
Look, who do the black people watch? Let me go there.
Media take. She did.
Right.
What was it? Media Takeout or Shade Room? Went on the Shade Room too, right?
The Club Shay Shay.
Shade Room. She did Oprah.
I haven't seen that whole thing.
She did Oprah.
I can believe Oprah, but like, I think that
That's a sorority sister.
I think that when people are that age and they in this pocket of how do we get to these people, the methods they're doing are so that I don't know how. If I'm Kamala and this dude, I got the fucking strongest arm in the world right now, still on my team for what, 3 more months, nigga. I am hitting this nigga like you ain't got that much longer, dog. Do some executive orders today, my nigga, for me. Like, run up like 10 of those right now.
For me.
You saw what Trump did when he got in office? Nigga, like 100 executive orders.
Facts.
Tell Biden, nigga, do me like 20 right now. Give me 10,000 for those. Give me 5,000 for student loans. Give me something right now I can use so I can go out with a bang before election time.
I think
she's sitting there letting this old man just wither and not take advantage of him.
Did y'all see Biden running
Take
around?
advantage of this old dude.
Did y'all see
weekend? That's the number one crime, bro. Like, use it.
Did y'all see Biden running around on that driveway? He was just running around. Like,
I ain't see
I
that.
said, oh man, it looked like somebody gave him, a couple of B12 shots or some ginseng or something. And he was like lively, just running around.
I feel like it's weekend at Bernie's, bro. Like I ain't seen that.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like waving his
They
hand
holding
for
this
me.
dude's arms up.
Make him walk without like.
No, he was walking. He was walking and running.
Not bad,
he was running quick.
I seen the Tesla robots, bro. It's probably one of them.
You say that one.
That's not Joe, man.
That's not Joe, man.
There's no way a city president will let their teammate get their ass this close in battle like this. Like, you should be like, I'm trying my best to get you on, bro.
I think I'm taking the George Carlin route. I said, look, you guys, I'm just enjoying the show. You guys just do whatever you want to do, and you guys voted, and you can't complain because y'all voted. I, on the other hand, did not vote, so I got something to say. That's not really right, but I like the fact that he's actually rising above and he's looking at all of y'all.
You can be objective about it.
But I mean,
so who we voting for? Let's go down the list. I guess start with Trey. All right, and then make sure you zoom in.
This is your first time mailing in your vote, or
my first time voting.
I haven't done it yet. It was my nephew's first time vote.
I wasn't eligible.
Yeah, so now you are. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that exciting?
I'm making a difference. This is great.
I mean, you should exercise it.
You should test it out. See how I feel to vote.
Just put
I'm
your
go
wish out there. You're gonna go.
I was thinking gonna walk into a building.
Man, my mother's running one of the polls in her neighborhood.
That's crazy.
And somebody showed up with a gun. They didn't get in. But they showed up with a gun.
Right.
Yeah,
you were saying people they do that like on purpose or something so people don't vote.
Yeah, it's like, okay, let's scare people from voting because this looked like they might be voting Democrat. Let me see if I can show up with a gun with MAGA, and then I can't vote because I'm scared. And then that's what 25 people didn't vote. But yeah, I'm glad she's safe. Man, someone showed up at that. That's real.
That is
like,
crazy.
why would you show up to a polling place with a pistol?
I mean, I used to work at AT&T in Oklahoma, and they used to walk into the store with the pistols on their hip trying to get refunds, and they got fucking refunds.
They got refunds.
They had to wait. I go up to them first. I got you right here, brother. I got you.
Chick-fil-A. Hey, what would you like?
Take the drawer. I don't give a fuck. This is very intimidating how they do it in the South, Texas, Oklahoma. They can wear their guns on their hips, so it's like that shit.
Open carry.
Open carry there. So it's like, ugh.
That's amazing to me too. It's man, your ancestors fought, bled, and died for your right to vote, and then so you have to vote. But what other rights did my ancestors fight, bleed, and die for? Was that the only one? What about to have
the freedom to not vote?
What about the Second Amendment? Did they die for that too? Because you ain't walking around saying, "Look, you need to have a pistol."
They died from that.
There you go. So therein lies the hypocrisy.
Joe's holding on. He don't want to tell nobody who he voted for.
We all know who Joe voted.
Yeah, so I guess we're just gonna go down the list. Starting
like
with
Trey.
Trey.
Go down the list. I'll tell you.
He's gonna go down the
I go down the list. I'll tell you
Kamala all
exactly.
day.
You talking about
Great,
just the
great,
president
great.
now. We ain't going down that other shit.
Kamala all day.
I mean, I don't vote, but I think it would benefit.
How dare you?
I think it would benefit the general population to not get Trump back in office just because of how the shenanigans would play out.
Mhm.
With that being said, I do think he's gonna win.
Oh,
you think he's gonna-
I think he's gonna win? It's not in my control. I just think he's gonna win.
Despite Tony Hinchcliffe.
Yeah,
So
so
you
I
would-
think it's
so
a
you
victory
would-
lap. I think they already think they won. I seriously believe that they acting. And I'm from the Midwest. When I go back to the Midwest and the South, every time I go back, I see nothing but TRM shit. Like I see no Kamala shit. It's crazy.
You
Bumper
don't see-
stickers.
Oh, okay.
I don't see nothing
I
that
haven't
makes me
seen
believe
nothing
like,
to
damn, the streets is talking. They rolling. Like it's weird. Even in Atlanta,
No
I was just in
signs in my
Atlanta,
yard.
and I'm
Nothing.
like, hey, I'm in Atlanta. I still don't feel it's the vibe. I'm
No.
like, this is interesting to me. I just think personally, she divided the black vote in a weird way that she didn't try to intend to, and it's fucking up everything.
Why do you think she divided? Like, how do you think she
I
did
think
that?
too many black people don't like her.
Nope.
And
it's crazy.
And it's weird. They outwardly say how much they don't like her. I've seen niggas posting, I gotta vote for Trump 'cause I don't like Kamala. And I'm like, damn, nigga. Like niggas is typing it out loud on the internet.
Yeah.
And it's like the identity part. Is she really us? Is she really for us? She like a bunch of niggas in Cali. They can list and shit like, yeah, man. And I'm like, it's your right to express how you feel. But the way they doing this, they didn't go that hard against Hillary. Like they going against Kamala.
So why you think is that? And why you think that is?
I think it's a combination of the information they being fed. Cause a lot of niggas don't like to vet information.
Mm-hmm.
But the other part of it is some niggas just can't let a black woman get charged, man. They just can't they psychologically can't let themselves get under a black woman again. If they were raised by one, or if they just don't fuck with it. It's something about the dynamic that niggas is easily were like, fuck no, I ain't fucking with that lady.
There's so many different layers to that. I think that's a horrible way to exercise your vote based on that type of emotion.
Exactly.
Gender and race, especially the gender. What? She's a candidate like anybody else.
100%.
Is it because it's the top spot?
It could very well be.
But
I mean, I thought Hillary, by stats and data, if you got like a stat sheet, I would have thought Hillary was way more eligible to be president as a former Secretary of State, right? So I'm like, she's got real stats that she served in office all the time, and she sat next to a president for 8 years.
Slept
if
next
anybody
to
got
one.
inside info of how this shit can go down, I think it's her. So when she lost, I was like, they just don't want a woman. And so if I feel like women were like pro Hillary, but then got in that little box and was like, man, I ain't vote for no fucking woman. And they changed their vote in the box. What they gonna do to Kamala? Like, yeah, Kamala, Beyonce. They getting.
Do you think that's a lot of people saying like I'm not voting for a woman? Because obviously you don't hear that out loud.
They out loud, no.
I mean, it's not by the masses of people on media like that.
Yeah, turn his mic off. You think it's not?
I mean,
I genuinely don't know. I think
gender war.
I think she could lose a good 12% of votes strictly to the. I can't do it.
Yeah,
because straight up, I can't do
last
just
minute,
like holding it in the whole time. They get to the box and go, "Dang, we can't let this lady." Okay. Like it's just that kind of shit that happens all the time. When someone niggas get on a job because nigga might be in a room like.
But if that's
I don't like that guy, and then ruin the whole fucking opportunity.
My thing is, just because you're not voting for this doesn't mean you have to vote for this other person.
Well, the worst thing you can do is vote for like the third party. So you got to pick one or the other.
That's
the third party.
But that's
you just
not
shoot all of us.
Yeah,
that's I don't believe. I think
that's a personal thing
that's bullshit
for you.
I think that's bullshit.
No, that's just for you to be like, hey, I didn't vote for none of those crackers. None of those people. I said crackers.
I think that's bullshit
because you know that dude is not gonna win.
I said no, I didn't cast it.
Third party is the worst thing you can do.
Yeah,
that's even worse than not voting.
That's like letting the lottery pick the numbers for you. You ain't gonna win.
Why is that worse?
Is that like that?
Because you know that third party is not gonna win.
That was just one to say. I got.
Why is that worse than not voting at all?
Because you're putting your voice to a voice that has no voice.
Exactly.
Like you're literally saying, I want my voice heard, but just way in the fucking back where nobody can hear. Then don't say shit then.
Right.
Like, why would you whisper this idea?
That's just like you saying you would have voted for Kanye.
And he had 100K votes. He wanted them 100K.
That would have been
in my
crazy.
mind.
Like,
that was a crazy.
Green
like
Party, all that shit is-
He didn't even wear a suit to any of his rallies.
I'm with
Yeah.
you. It
He
don't
wore
make
that bullet.
The rally should have been concerts.
If enough
He
people
didn't
vote
even
for
get
that
out in the
shit,
woods and
that could-
sing.
If Kamala lose by 1% and enough dumbasses voted in that fucking third party shit and it's 1 or 2%,
Right.
nigga, that is why you don't deserve to vote.
Yeah.
If Kamala loses, at the end of the day, they're gonna look at black men and say, "Man, see, y'all should have voted. Y'all voted for Trump. What's wrong with y'all?" At the end of the day, that's just my opinion.
That's it. The chaos will happen no matter what if Trump wins. They're gonna be like, nigga,
Yeah, the
time for
chaos.
shenanigans.
Yeah, the chaos.
That's
That's
what
what.
I said.
Yeah,
So-
the chaos is going down.
So what is an educated voter supposed
I gotta go in a
to
few
do?
minutes
Yeah,
too
I mean,
because I have a
I
show.
gotta
What time
go at
is it?
8. Oh, it's now. Yeah,
Yeah, I got to show it.
But look, look. If you registered, hopefully you will inform yourself, read that stuff, and don't just mark it like it's the damn Scantron.
And don't vote
Did they still
third
have
party.
Scantron back in school? Was that over with?
No, I got Scantron.
Okay, you know
I know
Scantron. Okay, you know
Scantron,
Scantron. Yeah, don't make it like don't do that.
I know
Be an informed
Scantrons.
voter, educate yourself, and hopefully you're not throwing away your vote because you don't know how you're voting. You know, so
Joe, you're
say
throwing away your vote because you're not voting for either one. So you're throwing your vote away.
I'll probably write in someone. You can think whatever you whatever you
You
want
write
to.
in someone TRUM.
I'm not voting for either one.
It just
The same
baffles me.
The same reason I'm not voting for Trump is the exact same reason I'm not voting for Kamala Harris. So,
see, like I said,
so the
there are
exact
people
same
that will
reason.
outwardly say, I ain't fucking with Kamala. Like, it's not
I'll
uncommon
say
right now.
none. I'll
Right.
just say it like this: none of those candidates, even Cornel West, sorry, that's a black man. Not going to put my checkbox next to him.
It got real quiet all of a sudden. Joe.
Yeah, because you
Wait.
think that it's a problem if you don't vote for this person or this. Like you have to.
No, what I'm saying is
Yeah.
if you're going to take your time and energy to go to the voting polls,
There's other things to vote for other than the president. Go ahead.
Okay, well, if you wave a wand, who would you want to be president right now?
yeah.
I don't give a damn. I wish that we don't need a head of state of this caliber. We need somebody that's actually going to change.
No, I mean,
You
yeah,
really
like
want to say
not those two. I mean, like, if there's a person in your mind that would say, this to me is the ideal
Somebody
candidate.
going to be the president, bruh.
Someone's going to be the president, but I don't have to decide with my vote because
You're
I don't
not-
agree with either one of them of my interests.
What did,
No,
what
who
did
would you
Kamala
pick
say that
in
you
the
didn't
whole
agree
world
with?
is what you were
It's
Yeah,
not
I was
what-
trying to
it's
say
not what she-
anybody, but
What did Kamala say that you didn't agree with?
She said, I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit black people.
What's wrong with that? It's not only black people that exist.
Okay, but black people have a need. Latinos and other immigrants have a need. LGBTQ have a need and a demand that they are getting things for. Look, politics is about who gets what, how much, and for how long. And when you don't understand that, and you're just voting based on your emotion, you're not going to get anything
Right, but-
because you don't have your mans up there.
But by that logic,
Biden's
though,
not your man. Trump's not your man. Kamala's not your woman. And nobody that actually has been in that seat has been your man. That's all I'm.
But we
all
know
I'm
this.
saying.
so then do you
As the
vote
president,
down a party line then? in
I
terms of
vote
policy?
based on my interests as a black man living in this country. And if you're not doing anything to change the status quo to economically empower my people, then I cannot in good faith give my
How
vote to you.
has Kamala
Not. I just told you.
I mean,
affected
down
your
a-
day to day?
I mean, like the party.
If she gets in as president, how would you think she will affect your day to day? Is she going to affect your stage time?
that damn cackle. I'll be like,
No, I'm serious. Is she going to affect you being able to go on stage to do comedy? Is she going to affect
Sounds
you
like
being
John
able to
Grimes.
do flyers?
No.
Is she going to affect you
No.
to eat? Is
Nope.
she going to be able to affect?
Nope.
She's not going to affect you to do. She's not going to affect your day to day at
We're
all.
gonna burn your
Not-
ballot.
not-
In,
no,
in,
not-
in,
no, my-
in that sense,
in that sense, yeah. She's not gonna affect my day to day. So, but that logic, then my little vote ain't gonna help her.
Well, I
It's not
think
gonna-
that
it's not-
even if you
her
don't
not
vote for
having my
president,
vote's
you
not
still
gonna
pick
affect
down
her.
your party line, right? Like if you vote for more policies that are democratic, you would still
I'm
vote
for a real
the
party with a
senators
nice
and-
little
Yeah,
drink,
yeah, he
nice
was
little
talking about the
lounge, so like
assembly.
some good little music. I like that
You
kind
still
of
vote
party.
for Congress and all that stuff, though, right?
Yeah,
Besides the
whoever,
president.
like on ballotpedia.com, it tells me everybody that's on my ballot, and I actually have my ballot, my mail-in ballot. It actually has that information. Ballotpedia.com has all the measures. If you want to do your research on any of the incumbent
propositions and all that,
propositions, but even the candidates, you can go look in if they have platforms and websites that's not made by Wix and it looks like some bullshit up there. They actually have a track record on all their public information government sites, congress.gov, the state legislatures, whatever your state is. These people that have been in office before and trying to keep their seat of power, they have a track record. Go ahead and look at it. And if they support your interest, then go ahead and cast your vote.
I get it.
Vote for the other guy, or leave it blank.
And then I'm going to leave on this note. Grimes had the best point where he was saying if all these people that vote independent, and if Kamala lose by less than 1% or whatever, all those independent voters need to jump in the ocean.
They might as well vote for Trump.
It might as well have voted for Trump.
I think that is
vote for the dude.
I think that view, that logic right there, that is the default based on not knowing how voting and politics work on behalf of your people.
It's just not enough people that's going to jump on that.
There's not enough.
I'm only on a math.
It's not going to happen.
Math standpoint,
that's fine.
Right.
That's fine. Malcolm X already done covered this. Okay, so
but it still hasn't changed.
It still hasn't changed.
It's not going to.
You want to know why? Because
it's not going to.
Yes, it will. We got Google. People are starting to figure it out.
Independent party president that wins one day.
I'm not talking about the independent party and a candidate. Those people never win. Green Party never wins. Libertarian never wins. I don't care about who wins the presidency. You know what I care about? Who's losing? That's us. All right. If you ain't feeling that, you ain't feeling that.
I know that's the case, but your logic behind why you choose to do what you're doing is not going to make a difference with that. That's why I asked.
Then so be it. It's not going to change until we all.
I'm not going to vote shame you. You know what I mean?
No,
I get that.
Vote shame me.
But what I'm saying
I got black voter remorse. Let's say it like that.
What I'm saying is,
you know what I'm tired of? Black people being politically promiscuous and just busting it wide open in the polls.
You
and
know
not
what it
getting
is?
anything
It's this right
Pause.
here. This is giving so much information. And a lot of it is like
there's no excuse.
It's like you need
history hasn't changed.
Listen,
listen.
Listen. If you have a big filter and put all of the information from memes to this to videos to that you see on social media on the day-to-day, and if you put all that in the world's biggest filter, do you know how much of the bullshit is going to remain in that filter? But people are taking that information and basing it off of, well, I saw this meme, so Kamala's a piece of shit, or this is that, and all.
Then they got you.
Where they don't know really. It's too much information being put out.
There's too much information like that have been written down in books. Okay? And you can buy those books. You don't have to go to a library anymore. You can get an audio book. There's all sorts of information. History is being taught. Proper history is being taught. How all this stuff works is being taught, and people are learning it, and people are understanding what happened.
So your theory is to hold your vote until they could do something.
I'm saying vote my interest in the interest of my people. That is what I'm suggesting people do.
And nobody in the president.
I would care more about the congressional breakdown once the elections are over.
You know what?
Right. The 435. I want to know who's winning. That's all. That's the bills that are going to get passed.
Okay, now that right there, that's intelligence. That's intelligence. You're voting on a president that doesn't make any laws. Right, Congress makes the laws.
Right. Yeah, we know that.
Yeah.
Okay, but there's so many people who are not looking like that. Man, I don't want Trump. I'm voting for Kamala. I don't want Kamala. I'm voting for Trump. But, that's not intelligence.
From your state is what matters.
That's what matters.
Yeah.
We got 35 votes here, 35 House of Representatives, maybe at least 50 now in California.
Look, I just don't want nobody showing up to the polls with a pistol and say, "Y'all niggas get out here." I don't want anybody stealing the election. I don't want anybody to count my vote for wrong. I don't want none of that.
Is this the last episode before the vote, or is there?
No. We got like 2 more.
Election day.
No. That's next week. That's next week, brother.
One more.
November the 5th.
Tuesday, right?
Next November the 5th is next Tuesday.
That's what I said. Is it going to be a podcast that day?
Yeah.
Of course.
Are you going to live stream the votes?
Oh, that would actually be crazy.
You know what? We probably should check and say, all right, so when we drop the episode, hey, this is, that'll be the outcome. But
All right, y'all. I got a show.
Vote.
And let's close it out. Thank y'all
close
for
it out.
watching. Make sure you like and subscribe.
Yeah.
Like it
Share
up.
this. Make sure you sign up with my man, comedian Trey Elliot, on the Date Joe Fox episode. And it's my birthday, so I'm
Yeah,
gonna be celebrating.
We're gonna have a good time.
We have a good
How
time.
many women we want there?
Huh?
How many women you want on your panel?
What you gonna
We're
get
gonna do
for
like
me?
4.
We'll what
you gonna
try
get?
to
What you gonna
get?
get?
No, 4 is fair. 4 is fair. I know if you want like 8 or 9 down the line.
Look, you're gonna have to cut it off at some time. Ain't that much room in there. Seating is limited. So John Grimes,
That's gonna be
Trent
live.
Mason, that's gonna be live.
It's gonna be live. Be there. Be here in the
Yes.
studio watching it.
All right. So
All
yeah.
right. Yep. I'm out, guys.
Trey Elliot, everybody.
Yeah,
Trey
yeah,
Elliot.
I got a show tonight.
Live from the green room, yo. What's up? Bye.